We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see that doing what is right for me is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see. Doing what is right for me increases all our agency. Those are the big fancy special effects ones. Hey everybody, it's me, Grimgriz. This is the Melkor'S Harmonica live stream on the Grimgriz YouTube channel for the 29th of December 2022. Hello, I see the assassins have failed. Here's your savings throws for today. Mind control. You get to choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart to base your savings throw on. Think about it while I find the background music. Lofi, save us. Lofi. Choose! Survivalists with a 8. Socialists, that's a 5. Lovers of wisdom, 8. Lovers of heart, 8. So, I don't know. It's just this is hey Raquel, Red Pill, Bart, and Dr. Lenny in the hive minded shit. This thing right is my background, and I stare at this one, and I stare into it. And it's the current visual representation of the Broken Clock Tower Discord. And I might see. The thing of it is, wow, that's kind of loud on the background music, eh? All right, I got plans. There's a thing. Yes. Oh, and on the Broken Clock Tower Discord, I've recently revealed to everybody that if you use the dice emojis on each other, that gives each other bonuses to savings throws. It's a completely abusable system, but if somebody puts a meme in there and it fills your heart with joy, you can give it a green emoji, and then on their next saves, they get the +1. It's the gamification of participation. It's very, very complicated. We have a different show for you today, and the first part is this extraction of a homeroom gem, because I haven't made it through today's homeroom, but I got this far, and except for there's probably 2 minutes we can cut out, but other than that, it's a really nice what do you call it? A synopsis of really, really powerful thought experiment. Things to think about. Frameworks. Cognitive frameworks. So here's that bit.
And here's the major claim. The Three Worlds Framework is fundamentally about what C.S. Lewis called the Tao. That's the major claim. It's fundamentally about what C.S. Lewis called the Tao, and the rest of my time is going to be kind of unpacking what I mean by that. So what is the Tao? Tao is spelled T-A-O. In case you're wondering, my kids, I heard me talking about that one time, and they thought it was D-O-W, and so they were trying to figure out like what that, like is that the stock market? I think I've seen something on the news, and I was like, no, it's different.
Now, this is one of the things that this little corner can always learn from preachers. Preachers understand their audience, and they understand they're going to have to define their terms. So it can be scalable.
So they didn't know the Tao, T-A-O. Lewis introduces this term in his little book on education called The Abolition of Man, which is Lewis's book for our moment. Okay, if you need to go, you need more book recommendations.
Now, this has been Lewis's book for a very long time. And again, if we get into the question of modernity, nominalism, Lewis is wrestling with things that we have been wrestling with for really 800 years.
Recommendations, go read The Abolition of Man. And in that book, he sets forth two fundamentally different visions of reality and two approaches to education which flow from them. And so the Tao specifically is Lewis's term for the objective, rational, and moral order embedded in the cosmos. That's what.
Spoiler alert, that means Jesus!
The Tao is the objective, rational, and moral order embedded in the cosmos. So here's a quote. Until quite modern times, all teachers and even all men believed the universe to be such that certain emotional reactions on our part could be either congruous or incongruous, fitting or unfitting, to it. They believed, in fact, that objects did not merely receive, but could merit our approval, our disapproval, our reverence, or our contempt. So it's this.
It was just a slew of words, right? But it's where science has never had one of these for me, and this thing for me has always felt like kind of how I thought I had, why I thought I had a soul. So let's go over it one more time.
Doctrine that proved or incongruous, fitting or unfitting, believed the universe to be such that certain emotional reactions on our part could be either congruous or incongruous, fitting or unfitting, to it. They believed, in fact, that objects did not merely receive, but could merit our approval, our disapproval, our reverence, or our contempt. So it's this doctrine, this is Lewis still, the doctrine of objective value.
Or you could see it as also the doctrine of a spiritual hierarchy of value, right? The soul.
The belief that certain attitudes are really true and others really false to the kind of thing the universe is and the kind of things that we are.
Okay, so Peterson basically gets at this through the logos and intelligibility, where he'll get to later, but there's a lot of parallels here in terms of what Lewis is getting at and what Peterson wants to get at with respect to logos.
Those who know the Tao can hold that to call children delightful or to call old men venerable is not simply to record a psychological fact about our own parental or filial emotions, but instead to recognize a quality in them which demands a certain response from us, whether we make it or not. And then Lewis uses himself as an example.
So this part wasn't intended. Give me some background music, Grim. This part wasn't intended, but I ran across it in the course of my morning, and now see that it for you demonstrates the existence of the Tao we're discussing. An objective moral hierarchy of values. Or something. I have to find it again, and it's on Discord, so maybe I'll just run some more of that guy. But I'm looking for something right now, and it's going to show you something. Okay, and then, yeah.
He says, I myself, this is surprising from the author of Narnia, right? I myself, Lewis says, do not enjoy the society of small children. He says, but because I speak from within the Tao, I recognize this as a defect in myself. Just as a man may have to recognize that he is tone deaf or colorblind. And because our approvals and disapprovals are thus recognitions of objective value or responses to an objective order, therefore, he says, emotional states, our emotions, can be in harmony with reason when we feel liking for what ought to be approved, or out of harmony with reason when we perceive liking is due but cannot feel it.
I mentioned to you is our fairness study. And so this became a very famous study, and there's now many more, because after we did this about 10 years ago, it became very well known. And we did that originally with capuchin monkeys, and I'm going to show you the first experiment that we did. It has now been done with dogs, and with birds, and with chimpanzees. But with Sarah Brosnan, we started out with capuchin. This is a monkey who gets cucumber. The one on the right is the one who gets grapes. The one who gets cucumber, note that the first piece of cucumber is perfectly fine. The first piece she eats. Then she sees the other one getting grape, and you will see what happens.
OMG, it's Alphabet! Hey, Alphabet!
So she gives a rock to us, that's the task. And we give her a piece of cucumber, and she eats it. The other one needs to give a rock to us. And that's what she does. And she gets a grape. And she eats it. The other one sees that. She gives a rock to us now, gets again cucumber. She tests the rock now against the wall. She needs to give it to us. And she gets cucumber again.
Save versus Schadenfreude. Save versus Schadenfreude. Survivalists. 14. Socialists. 5. Wisdom. 6. Heart. 4. Schadenfreude.
So this is basically the Wall Street protest that you see here.
You remember TED Talks, right, everybody? You right, everybody? You see how like they laughed at them, like those scientist lady was abusing the monkey, and all those guys thought it was funny. Yeah. Get your booster. Get your booster. All right, now, so to hopefully it explained to you how, like, even the monkeys experience the moral objectivity of unfairness of the whole, like, you know, I exist and there, but for the grace of God go I, and you're being a dick to that other dude. So anyway, let's see if there's some more homeroom that's good out of that real quick.
So that's the Tao. When our thoughts, to unpack this, when your thoughts correspond to the objective order of reality, we talk about truth. When our emotions and our wills correspond to the objective order of reality, we speak of goodness. That's what those words mean. When your thoughts correspond to reality, that means true. When your will and your emotions respond to reality, that's good. And so again, the Tao, what I mean, I'm going to use that phrase a lot, and I want you to have in your head, when every time he says that, it's a weird word, but it's the objective order of the universe and the human way of life that corresponds to it. That's what it means. He says in the book that other terms for it would be natural law, traditional morality, and just a little side note, the reason he calls it the Tao, like why does he do that? Why use that term? Why not use natural law? That sounds more accessible, maybe. He uses it for the sake of brevity. It's just one syllable. And in order to stress its universality. This is important. Lewis claims that a belief in the objective, rational, and moral order of the universe is present not only in Christianity, but in Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, Judaism, and the Greek and Roman philosophical tradition, even, he says, in ancient paganism. Okay, this is not a distinctly Christian thing. This is a universal human thing. And so he uses the word Tao so that you recognize I'm not talking about...
You catch that human. You catch that human part, right?
Christian stuff. I'm talking about human stuff. What's more, in the appendix to Abolition of Man, he has just a long list of different quotes from different books across different religions and so forth that demonstrate the rational and moral demands of those different traditions and how they kind of...
I'm glad you asked, Lenny. The other part that I'm skipping that Pastor Paul went to up front was Papa Peterson talking about how pain is... he might even get to it.
Dismissal. I thought over the years, thinking as much as I could about unjust pain, let's say, as a fundamental reality, wondering if there is anything more real than that. And then I would say, well, yes, there is. That which dispels pain is more real than pain. And that's...
You see that? First, let me point out, that's when you do that and it rocks you and your voice quivers, that's because it's something else speaking through you, right?
And then I would say, well, yeah, you can often do that even with a casual word. But pain...
This is the 33rd minute of this presentation, out of coincidence.
Pain is much more resistant to that sort of rational dismissal. I thought over the years, thinking as much as I could about unjust pain, let's say, as a fundamental reality, wondering if there is anything more real than that. And then I would say, well, yes, there is. That which dispels pain is more real than pain.
That's some wizardry right there, ladies and gentlemen. And he might very well mean ibuprofen. But this is the 33rd. This is the 33rd minute of Pastor Paul's homeroom, by the way. I don't know what minute it is of the. But here, save verse pop. No, you don't even get a savings throw. You don't even get one.
And that real than that. And then I would say, well, yes, there is. That which dispels pain is more real than pain. And that's because to dispel something, you have to be more powerful than that thing in some sense. And then you can ask yourself at all sorts of different levels of analysis, what's capable of dispelling pain?
Now, at this particular point, actually at the dispel spell, I was really, really reminded, it's like the St. Christopher Doghead dude showed up over here. And he's like, yep. What's greater than the worst pain? The most evil. What's greater than that? I'll serve that, thanks. Yes, I would love to see like a time lapse of that location and all the bloodshed and stuff that happened on it. Like as a contra. See, the thing is, there's a Oh, we're not to that part yet. No, we're not. We're to the harmonic recursion part. Okay, good. Here, we can have some background music for this part. And so it was about at this point in the video I stopped watching, and Melkor'S Harmonica as a stream came to me. You know, it's the I didn't upload it as an overlay today, I don't think. but it's like this, and it says Melkor's Harmonica at the bottom. And the thing is, once upon a time, Melkor, by the way, is Tolkien wrote a creation story, and it's the devil before he turns evil, before the fall, and he likes to make it. The part of Melkor that came to me, like as I was watching that there, is like the desire that Melkor had, that he wanted to go off and do his own thing that caused all the problems, was like to spread the love into the darkness. Oh, here's some more of this real quick.
Or at least, let's say, rendering pain acceptable, which is not perhaps as deep a solution or as desirable a solution, but is also not nothing. And I would say that many of the things we regard as cardinal virtues are virtues, in fact, because if you have them on your side, you can, in fact, contend with and perhaps dispel or triumph over or transcend the inevitable pain and suffering of existence. And I think one of the...
Now, again, there's a lot of parallels here. They're not talking about exactly the same thing, but again, you can see sort of Peterson's quality, because in dealing with something like pain and...
No. Okay. Share this tab instead. Well, you see, Josh, once upon a time, Pastor Paul did this really good summarizing of Melkor's story, and that's what I'm basing my my notion that he wanted to spread the light. And it was really cool. I took the part that Paul did, and I got in my little paint, in my Microsoft Paint, and I drew a thing for it, and I don't know where it is. And so I'm like going back over my history over the last year, trying to find this Melkor thing, and that's why on this banner here I couldn't do it, and that's why it turned into a question mark. But hey, penetration and expression, caught in a landslide. Oh look, that's what this 10 months ago when that Black Sun song came out. That's when I think he did the shrooms, or the product of him doing the shrooms happened. Oh look, the kittens. You guys remember the kittens? Oh, the kittens. Show the kittens. Why is it not showing the kitten? Oh, there. That's Sylvia right there. My poor bandwidth. My poor bandwidth. That's the white one. Oh, sorry. I got distracted. Look, that was the first lurching toward Bethlehem. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys. So it's in here somewhere, where I draw with a thing, and it's Melkor. It is really beautiful, honestly. Wow, LARPgate, the Divine Drum. I should probably watch that and see what the hell I said. Oh yeah, the Deadwood Intensive. That was right before the laptop died. Man, Grim, you made a lot of stuff this year. Yeah, I was trying. You know, the shadow cabal of production executives who makes all this possible, they motivate me. Their existence motivates me to try and do these things. So somewhere in here, guys, it's way back here, I'm sure. I don't know. So no, I'm afraid that the homeroom recursion part, the harmonic recursion, isn't gonna be. Nah, we're not gonna manage. It's actually when it failed to manage. And I've especially this last couple of weeks, things have both, like, since it was post of a Reiki happening, and so things are popping off in the Discord. There's people working in the, like, here, let's see if we can do it this way. Come here, you go here. Just anywhere, yeah. Oh, hold on. Remember, everybody, I have to stop and click to do this, but I am anyway, because it's branding. See, and that, like, that right there is a beautiful example. There's this whole chamber. Over here. Come on. You got this. Do it. Home. It's called home. It's somewhere on, there it is. On this desktop. And then you can share this tab instead. And now, welcome. Welcome to the Broken Clock Tower Discord visual representation. Here's the Hive Mind chat. Wait, what? What are you ignoring? Oh, you guys can't hear again? That's not good. No, Lenny, it's just us LARPing, bro. It's just us LARPing. Are we supposed to shadow the shadow Gruberment or simply ignore it? Boy, howdy. That's complicated. Red Pill. Oh, that was Lenny that asked. That's... We'll get there. Right now, we're at the Broken Clock Tower Discord portion, Lenny. Whoa, look at that zoom. Holy, do we have, like, a smaller zoom option, bro? Gee, whoa. So here's the tavern right here. This part is the tavern. Here. This part is probably the resonance hall. And then here is the reaping room and the realization rooms. Here. And here's my uppity essential systems and the patron stuff. And then this thing, though, is what I want to talk to you about today. And what I'm showing you now in this visual representation is what I'm referring to as the Lobstamonkee Lighthouse. You see? Here's the lighthouse. And here's the Broken Clock Tower. Yes, and this is the Lobstamonkee Lighthouse. And I'm wondering, quite honestly, you can see on the thumbnail and such, Goose is playing up here. If the work that's going on in the loom room and also, like, my other distillates and stuff do not best belong on a different YouTube channel than where you get these Grim Grizz live streams. And if not, should that be called the Lobstamonkee Lighthouse? And if it ever gets monetized, then should not those funds flow into a cryptocurrency that's awarded as indigo dice on the Discord, so people can reward each other for their participation? And this hit me with as a harmonic recursion or as a pattern, given that, you know, we're doing all this year-end reflecting. And about 2 years ago, I was, as you can see in my original interview with Pastor Paul, I was on the board of directors for a channel trying to Goose, Lobstamonkee Goose. I was helping a disheveled person try to run a YouTube channel and formed a board of directors. So, because there was already money coming in, and this is unfortunately, if we actually ever get to it, to clear the topic board, where LARPin Grown comes in. And before I'm gonna be able to do that, I have to give you something else to watch for a few minutes. So here is from 2 months ago, on-ramps and onboarding. I'll be right back. Version of Jordan Peterson impacted them usually, but sometimes it's like they get to Paul first, and those are the on-ramps. And then once they're here, where they fit in, where they find the participatory usness, like they're part of something. Whether that one is the discords of the broken clock tower, or maybe that bridges of meaning, or whatever, or if it's just in the comments of the chat of live streams, or in the comments, or in the Twitter sphere of the associated parties. I mean, there are lots of venues for interaction, and how people get to become participatory other than just like, okay, so it's like all the channels are like booths at a carnival, and so what happened was the people that kept showing up in front of the same booths over time were like, hey man, what's up? And that part has become what has held the glue of this together, is like we're both watching the same thing. And now, I've got experiments and participation over at the Griswold Grimm booth, with the dice and the monkeys and the no agency thing, and everybody has their different way of bringing everybody up to speed. However, as a group project, I have recommended in the past and will continue to recommend a storified version. Like, since Peterson's going to be a big figure in so many of the... Lobstamonkee, you can get that on a hoodie. Magic has one, I've heard. Now I know the 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed in nightmare by a rocking cradle. And what rough beast its hour come round at last? Slouches. Okay, it's slouches, not lurches. Thanks, lunch. Thanks. Okay, so LARPin fucking grown. Great. All right, let's do it.
Do you have anything you want to say in conclusion?
Yes, I do. In conclusion, it's under banners. This part. Fuck. Okay. So first of all, if I were to LARP as a grown-up, right, then I would actually be contacting manufacturers of paintball equipment and existing paintball locations and pricing how much it would cost a church to support the paintball team. And I would be networking with actual church people about supporting paintball teams. And I would probably have to form a non-profit to organize and receive the donations of people supporting the thing. And so in order for us to step forward through the LARP gate into the LARPin Grown portion of the thing, I have to overcome what is I characterize as either I'm a recovering Carlinist to George, or the Mark of Cain, or also there's the Mark of Cain, and also I have this irreverence hindrance, which is really best characterized as the recovering Carlinist thing. But as an example, when I say LARPin Grown, that's what it's like. I have to put reverence into these projects I'm doing and my life in general. And like, in case you didn't know, people, especially here in Indra's Web, seem to be, yes, it is a cool hoodie. Oh, this one? Yes, it's great. I pulled it off of Chad's. So that's LARPin Grown. Is okay. Let's be adult about this. We need to form a co-op, probably. Because one of the videos I've yet to make is corporations are dragons, my friend. So I like to use Coca-Cola as an example. A bunch of powerful wizards got together and created a dragon. And as you know, dragons get hordes of gold and then sit on them, right? So these powerful wizards, they drill a hole in the floor, and then they summon a dragon above it, and then the gold comes down. And the thing about a dragon is if you do the rainbow covenant of human needs with the survival and the self and the social and the love and the wisdom and the indigo, a corporation only has fiduciary responsibility to the survival. And because of the way the legal system works, the social fiduciary thing is a problem. As a co-op, it also has it becomes inherently self-interested. And then if the self-interest develops a social consciousness, then you got way better than a dragon. Because a dragon is just, But so that's why probably a co-op, right? So some kind of co-op, non-profit, paintball facilitating organization has to actually become manifest in as a legal entity in order for me to start LARPin Grown, which means an accountant and getting straight with the government on a lot of levels and all of these things. And so that's why it's taken us so long to get to the clear the LARPin Grown from the topic board. But as we move into the 4th year of the tribulation, why not? Why not? Here's some more onboarding. At least up until now parts of the corner story. I like the stained glass window approach or just a clip montage, right? But there's like the historic moments that we can run together in a 5-minute clip that won't bring someone up to speed, but when somebody references a thing, they'll at least have mental objects to pin that reference on, like the Keck hat, the suspenders, the ayahuasca letter, the moments. I think those would be good. And then we have like the narrative version of the story of the corner, like that. So there it is, the Harmonic Recursion. I'm now at the helm of a channel and completely overwhelmed. Here's some of the work that's been going on that should, I think, probably exist as from here's 8 pieces from the Retcon history. I guess. I haven't looked. Those aren't. Oh. I don't understand other people's work. I have to go over it with them. Never mind. Never mind. Here's Nolan's Christmas song again, everybody. I don't know. Comment. Talk in the Discord. I'm just overwhelmed right now. I got to make a video for Burn about New Year's. I hope you felt virtually not alone. And I don't know. Here. Like, that's a perfect example of all the help I've received, right? And I don't seem to be able to coordinate my own self to managing that. Here's something. Here's bonus, because why not? This, like as you know, I'm writing that thing that makes me go through my past, and this one is a journal with a single entry from 1996 in it, and so that's. I think I'm probably gonna have to write the piece in there and then put it in the Substack, but in there I found these notes, and as an indigo thief, I don't know what any of them mean, but I will read them to you now as a special bonus since you're here. Yes, everyone needs their own, and they have to be unfalsifiable or you're lying. If it's falsifiable, it's a lie, not a LARP. Okay? All right, Nechama. Yes, LARPin Grown is hard work, and I've grown about it. My thesis has always been via the mark of Cain, that as long as you're doing it, you're allowed to groan about it. But apparently, that's not how that works. Here's the bonus notes from the mysterious book. Who builds the steampunk spider bots? And why don't they spin webs with curation feeds? In a minute, Sylvia. Clearly dancing for you, monkeys, feels like my best bet. I've seen whales here. Prayer is negotiation with the scriptwriter. And then it's impossible to know where to start. What will catch your interest enough to draw you in? Fishers of men. Roll 1d12 to determine your number of disciples. You are your brand, if you want to cast a net. Luckily, there is the digital identity. In internet fiction, the same way your legal identity is a straw man they threaten to burn down. Nikes are temporary social status tattoos. J.K. Rowling in the Magic Napkin. Fandoms are kingdoms of consensual mass hallucination. SGOTI. A post is a page, is a data box that holds ads, wines, blogs, desperate pleas for a sense of community. And all of this is what it meant to be raised apartmente. And here's some random, like, let your hand draw things without thinking about it. Apparently the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man Ghost. There's the bonus you stayed for. Got as for staying. Here's this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy New Year, everybody. There may be more of these before it's all said and done. I don't know. You know how it is with me. Thanks, Landy, Nakama, Lunch, Red Pill, Bart, and everybody else who chatted. Hey, if you guys leave a comment, that'd be great.